Today I'm going to talk about my favorite game mechanism in Scoville. Though before I do that, I want to mention a book that a creator sent me who sometimes creators read my Kickstarter lessons and they benefit from them. And you may have seen that I've started putting my Kickstarter lessons on YouTube too. And so this creator just sent a book that he funded on Kickstarter to thank me. I wanted to thank Jim for sending me this book. It's called Fieldwork Fail, and I haven't read all the way through yet, but it looks wonderful. It's just a beautifully put together book. So thank you, Jim. My favorite mechanism in Scoville. So Scoville I played twice. I played once like 2 years ago, and then I played at my game night this past week. And it's a game where you are planting hot peppers in a field that is occupied by all players. All players have a worker in that field that's moving throughout the field and essentially breeding these peppers. So if you walk between two peppers, like between a red pepper and a yellow pepper, you're going to make an orange pepper, and you gain that orange pepper. And you can block other players as you're walking through the field. There's a lot of blocking in this game because you're moving through, and you might stop in a place that other players want to go, and they can't move through you. They can't stop there either. So there's a lot of interaction in this game, and for a Euro game in particular. And you're using these peppers to fulfill orders. So there are these, I don't know what they're called, but there's these orders that are kind of small orders where you're discarding maybe 1 or 2 tokens and you're getting some points, some money. And then there are these bigger orders that have a big escalating range of points where you're discarding a lot of peppers. And I think that you can get up to, from as few as like 3 or 4 points for a few low value peppers to the really hard to get peppers that are hard to breed, take all game to get. They're worth a lot of points if you turn them in for one of these orders. So there are these 2 key ways to get points, but I want to mention the third way, which is my favorite mechanism in this game. Because one of the things you do in this game is that you plant. You have to plant peppers in this field that everyone's moving around in. And I think a lesser designer, and I would do this if I had to design this game, I would think, okay, players like crossbreeding interesting things, interesting combinations, and better combinations. So I would think I don't need to incentivize players to plant. I'll require them to do it, but I won't incentivize them to plant interesting stuff because I think they'll do it anyway. I think they'll plant their high value peppers instead of turning them in for orders. That's what I would have thought. This designer, I should know their name, but I don't have the game on my shelf. They did something more clever, which is that they reward players if you are the first or the second player to plant a certain type of pepper. You get points for that. So if you're the first player to plant a secondary pepper, like an orange or purple or green, you get 2 points. And then I think the next is brown, and then black and white, and the ghost pepper is the most valuable. So the game has this mechanism that's saying, okay, I know there's this thing that you might just do anyway because it's cool, but and because it benefits you, because as you move around this, you could plant something near where you're moving around and then you get to benefit from it. But the game wisely acknowledged that that may not be good enough for some players, and that some players are going to want an incentive to do that, given that all players are going to be able to use that pepper that you planted. And so you get points if you are the first one, or the second one. You get a slightly lower number of points if you're the one to plant, the first one to plant that type of pepper. And because of the addition of this mechanism, it creates a really interesting decision in the game of, okay, I had this really great pepper, I had this white pepper. Do I plant it and be the first one to plant it and get 8 bonus points, 7 bonus points, whatever it is? Or do I hold on to that white pepper and use it to fulfill an order, either the big orders or the small orders? So there's this nice decision space there of giving up something that could benefit other people versus holding on to it and using it only to benefit you, but it doesn't help the engine of the game, even though it isn't just your engine, it's everyone's engine. I really, really like that juxtaposition. This is, I wouldn't say this is unique to Scoville. A lot of games do things like this where it's if you do this thing to benefit everyone, you get this extra bonus. I'm sure someone will bring up Concordia in the comments. But if you have any suggestions about other games where the game gives you a clear incentive to do something beyond just, oh, it would be cool if you did this. Here are some points, here's some money if you actually do this thing, that's going to end up benefiting other players as well, not just you. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that in the comments, or if you have a favorite mechanism in Scoville, I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks. Thanks.